Hey guys, short video. I bought this head unit radio from Amazon, and it's basically everywhere. It's on AliExpress. It's yeah, a perfect fit for these. I think they were called Mercedes Commanders, or I don't know. Um, Stock. This came with this radio, and yeah, it doesn't have Bluetooth or anything, so that's a little bit too old school for me. I really like this car. So this is a Mercedes W203. But I've read a lot of comments, people stating that they couldn't connect the radio to the car, so it wouldn't light up or it wouldn't work at all. And I was searching and scrolling through the internet, and I couldn't figure out what the problem was, because also documentation of these radios are really, really weak and bad. And maybe I will find, I don't know, I think this is the manual, so this is basically like 2 or 3 sheets of paper. So I was I posted this in a Facebook forum and Facebook group, and some guys said it's probably some issues with the CAN bus. So the CAN bus is essentially a communication network of your car. So it's basically like the nervous brain system of your car. And these, yeah, everything is actually connected to the system. It's actually a little bit of a pain in the ass if you're used to old cars like I am, but it's also quite fascinating because you can actually do a lot of things with it. So for example, you have these buttons that you can use to steer your radio. So to the solution, because I don't want to make a 20-minute video about it. I was scrolling through a lot of these, and yeah, the main issue with this radio is that it's probably made to fit like 5 or 6 or 7 different Mercedes cars, maybe even more. So the wiring harness is probably like a yeah, middle, like it's a solution to fit most of these cars, but it doesn't fit all of them. So basically what I want to say is that the wiring harness is 95% identical to all the other cars, and it works like plug and play. But what doesn't work is the CAN bus connection. So you have these green wires. These are 2 wires, maybe there's even more, but I'm referring to these. I don't know if you can see it. These are actually not connected in this car, like going to this car, but they are connected to the radio. So there's a dead end here. So this wiring harness from the radio has these 2 CAN bus cables in spare, and they're connected to the radio. And the only thing that you actually have to do is to connect the CAN high to the red and brown cable, and the CAN low to the, I think it's only brown, I think. And so the car can communicate with the radio. And for the radio, it's actually the signal that comes through this cable is the wake up signal for the first time. You actually don't need it. I think you don't need it to start it up again. Let me try it. That's basically how it looks when it's connected, and yeah, not connected to the CAN bus. But you will not make anything happen. It's just that way. And yeah, okay, so you can actually wake it up. And so this was actually the solution to the whole problem. You just have to connect these cables. Also, what this will do, I will not do it on camera, but you can use these buttons to change the loudness, the volume, and yeah, so basically that's it. So this radio isn't that bad at all, because I've seen it has a lot of bad reviews. I went with the 60 GB version, I think, and 2 gigs of RAM, and it's actually I don't know, like I tried it for 5 minutes. I think it's pretty decent. I realized there is a little bit of lag in Apple CarPlay, but also like this could be like some updates going in the background, so maybe it was a little bit overwhelmed at the moment. And but Bluetooth is totally fine. Sound is pretty decent. You can even yeah, do some corrections in terms of like you can choose where you sit, so the sound will be perfectly fit for your position in car. And yeah, I can, if you want, I can do a review of this. This is probably, I don't know how much it is in England, America, whatever. It's 150 to 190 euros in Austria. Also, maybe somebody has a solution for this because I couldn't figure it out by now. There is two key cables, and I don't know what these do because the manual instructions of this radio is very, yeah, it's basically not non-existent. Would be very interesting what these do. Also, maybe somebody has a solution how to use these two buttons. Usually they're for picking up the phone or like hanging it up, but this car doesn't have a phone. Yeah, so a phone system. Like these used to have like very old like phones in here. I don't know. But every time I press it, it will say that, yeah, this is in German. I'm sorry for that, but it basically says this function is not available. So I think, to be honest, I think this is disabled in the car's ECU. So you would have to program your ECU to actually make it work with the radio unit, because you can program all the buttons on your steering wheel with this. I don't know if it makes sense to use these buttons, but because you use these buttons in the for the display, for the control display, I will figure that out. If you want me to make a review, or if you have any questions, I will make another video. But it's also already 7 minutes, and I really don't make a long video about this. So I hope this helped. Yeah, and see you soon.